And welcome to our podcast. Our podcast is called Sorority Sparks and Sassy Chats. I am your host, Kira, or Sora Arrogance. And today I have the wonderful pleasure of doing our podcast with our amazing founder and national president, Shy.
Hey, everyone.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because I feel like I've just had this like buzzing in the back of my head, and like I knew we were gonna do it, but I was like, oh, I don't know if we're really gonna do it. But I'm really excited that we are doing this today. So to get us started, please introduce ourselves for people that don't know you and tell us all about you.
So, hey everyone, I am LaShira Escobosa. I am the co-founder and sitting national president for Rho Sigma Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I am a mom, I'm a wife, I am a person who does 20,000 things and needs to sit her behind down. That's what she needs to do.
I feel that. So, I just wanted to do this podcast, and like I shared with Shy, I wanted to do this podcast so that people can get to know us, and not just the pictures that we put out or just the community service that we do, but get to know us on a little bit of a deeper level, and also for our sisters to get to know each other better, because we are 55 people strong, and we have people in 16 different states. So, like I said to Shy, a soror in Florida might not know a soror all the way in Texas and vice versa. So this is a chance for everybody to get to know each other and get a little bit of a better understanding about who we are and exactly what we are, especially behind our letters. So to get started, I guess I want to ask the most basic question possible, because it's always asked. How did you, Renee and Drea, come up with our beautiful Rho Sigma Alpha?
Yes, so we were having some issues, because every woman does, and decided we just wanted to be the change we wish to see. And literally that is how Rho Sigma Alpha sorority was founded. It literally took us probably about a week to get everything into place. We move fast. We are very professional in business savvy. So when we say we want to do something, it's going to get done. We moved pretty fast to get this whole organization done, and we couldn't be more proud of ourselves after it just hit 5 months. To have 55 women across 16 different states in 5 months is just amazing. Like, no one would have ever thought that would be the case at the end of the day. So grateful, we're happy, we're growing. Spring line will be starting soon, and I can't wait to see how many women coming in spring. We're going to be having conference coming up in August on Founders Day. I am so excited. I cannot wait till conference.
And I think for me, especially coming into this, like, one of my biggest thoughts was, how many sisters am I gonna have? That was one thing I was like, how many sisters am I gonna have? Because I already had faith in myself. I was like, I'm doing this. I already told myself I'm doing this. But how many sisters am I gonna have? And to know that I crossed with knowing that I crossed with over 40 different people that are in a bajillion and 9 different other states. And I know to some people are like, oh my gosh, 40-something people. That's a big old line. Girl, I love my 40-something. Sorry. Love each and every one of them. Sorry.
It's so crazy because we never imagined that it was going to be that many of you. And
I can imagine.
we technically started with, it was about 52, and it went down to 42 at the end of it. But we started with 52, and that when everything finally came together, we had to sit and like,
where we get all these people from?
But with us being as organized and business savvy as we are, it worked. It's working, and we love it. Like, obviously, we're going to come across things that need to be tweaked a little bit and stuff like that. We're not doing too many tweaks, but so assuming we're doing everything right.
Right. And I feel like because we are a new organization, like, we're gonna have those moments where we're still figuring it out, but we're figuring it out in a way that works the best for us, and not trying to like see how somebody else is figuring it out and copying the way they figuring it out. We're figuring out the way that we want to figure it out. And I think that's also another thing that makes us pretty unique, is that we gonna do things the way we want to do things. We are not looking at however else somebody else is doing something, or let me go check their page, or talk to this person in that org and go see how they're doing it. No, we're going to figure out how to do it our specific way and roll with it that way.
Exactly. And that's one of the biggest things that I think people from the outside looking in doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Yes, we are a sorority. Yes, we wear Greek letters, but understand, every organization does things the way that they want to do it. So we're going to do things our way. Yes, we follow certain things that other Greek organizations follow, but not all the way to a T, because it's ours. We created it. We created our bylaws. We created our rules. So we're going to do things the way that we want to do it. And that's how we like it.
That's how we do it, because I feel like, and we have such a unique front, especially being a non-collegiate org, and also being one that's, in my opinion, pretty successful. But being a non-collegiate org in itself is already a unique feat. And then having as many members as we have just within the first couple months, in my opinion, it sticks. It sticks with people, and it makes people think, let me see what they're doing to see what they got going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I would say from the interest meets that we recently just have, and the feedback that I've received via email and just on meetings in general, a lot of people were very surprised, very amazed by what they heard, what they've seen us doing in just such a short period of time.
That's beautiful. So I guess my next question kind of like leads into that. What was the vision that you, Renee, and Dre kind of had, like, prior to like my line coming in and like all the interest meetings and all the questions? What was the vision that you guys had? And does your vision match where we are now, or is it like a little bit different than what you had in mind?
So I will say that our vision does match what we had in mind. So point blank, because on here we keep it real, we're transparent, and we have always said from day one, no drama. We don't care what else. We don't want no drama. We do not want any drama. And we have not had any drama. We always have said, when you are in a group with so many women, you are going to have women who do not like each other. Fine. That's cool. But at the end of the day, everyone must respect everyone. I don't care. Like, when we was kids, where our parents used to say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Don't say it at all.
You can do yourself. Go tell yourself in the mirror or something like that. But we don't want to do drama. Like, that's not what we created this organization to be. We're very involved founders, and we will always be very involved founders. And I know sometimes you don't see that a lot with other organizations. When you have founders or anyone who are sitting on your national your national board, they're not as involved, and they just jump in when they want to. No, we're involved. We're always going to be involved.
I've always said, like, I feel very comfortable in this org, especially when I do communicate with you, Renee, and Drea, because I don't feel like y'all are untouchable. That was one thing that I was kind of worried about coming in, but after I went to the interest meeting, I was like, girl, these are just girls just like you are. And I think sometimes some people get so caught up in being a founder that they forget why they started their org in the first place. They want to be up here real bad, and they forget about everybody, and they make sure that like they think everybody else is down here when really you should be trying to bring everybody else up here so that you guys are moving as one, because you don't want anybody to feel like they're being left behind or they're lower than you. And I remember before I joined, I told my mom when I was researching non-collegiate orgs, I told her, I was like, I don't want to feel like something that's a vanity project, if that makes sense.
Correct.
And I think I said that in my interview. I don't want to be a part of something that feels like a vanity project. I want to be a part of something where I can genuinely connect with everybody, not just my line sisters, not just my pros. I want to be able to connect with everybody. And since I've been in here, I've been able to connect on some shape or form with everybody. I don't feel like anybody is untouchable and I have to like jump through hoops to get to know them.
Correct. And that's how we want it to be. Like, I never wanted to be like, oh, they can't contact me. I never wanted to be like that. Like when we have our meetings and stuff like that, obviously there's like, when it comes to certain aspects of everything, there's a chain of command situation when it comes to presidents and all that. But outside of that, if it don't have nothing to do with that, girl, you better call me or text me. Like, what's the problem? Like, what are we doing? Like, if it ain't nothing got to do with that whole, because I live by like the whole chain of command thing. But if it don't have nothing to do with any of that, then girl, yeah, what you doing? We going out? What we doing? Like,
where we going?
That's always what I wanted to be. And then obviously having new members come in, and one of the biggest things that we dealt with was not being able to fully express our creativity and use the skills that we have. So obviously with this was something that you brought to my attention from day one. And I was like, oh, absolutely. So if it's something that sounds great and I'm like, everybody's going to love it, yeah, we're going to run with it. We have so many different women who have joined, like with the social media stuff and the graphics and like this podcast, and who knows what else is about to pop up. I want to be able to make sure that everyone can express their creativity. That everybody don't always see this face and them other two faces, because that ain't it. That's why y'all pretty much probably won't see me on this podcast too much more.
Please.
I want this to be, bring Dre and Renee on here one time. But I want this to be for y'all. Like, I'm here to, I want to be that founder that's going to make you guys' creativity and dreams and everything come out. I'm going to promote y'all. I'm going to hype y'all. Y'all can see when we on social media. Like, somebody do something, like we posting it. Everybody want to be a Sparkle Nation queen. Okay. Like, everybody getting posted on Rho Sigma Alpha.
Like, we are each other's biggest cheerleaders. And like, we all just met a couple months ago, but we are indeed everybody's biggest cheerleaders. I promise you, if I were to be with everybody in person, I promise you I would have a pair of Rho blue pom-poms and I would be in the back going like this anytime somebody did something.
I'm like, every time I see one of the Sparkle Nation posts come up, I'm like, you know what? I was like, not Sparkle Nation and Rho Sigma Alpha about to do a collab. Like, oh, we collabing now? We're collabing. Rho Sigma Alpha, the Sparkle Nation. We're collabing now. Got it. We're collabing.
Got it. 110%. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to ask was, where do you guys plan to see us within the next 5 years? I know that's like a question everybody asks, but like, I'm really curious because I know some people have different answers. So I want to know, like, where do you guys see us in the next 5 years?
So in the next 5 years, our goal is to actually be in every state. And I'm going to tell you right now, this one right here, I like a competition. So if that is our goal, It's going to happen. Best believe. I am a very competitive kind of person. It's really bad sometimes. It's really, really bad. That's that Aries. That's that Aries trait in me. It comes out like it's nobody's business. But that is one of our biggest goals, to hit at least every single state in 5 years. Now, in 5 years, I will not be sitting in this role as national president. And mark my word, I will not, because I see it happen a lot in some of the other different organizations, that the founders end up sitting in seats on their national boards for a long period of time. We don't want that. At the most, us three want to be out of these seats within our 3 years. We said 2, but talking to an advisor of ours, they said give it 3. And that's just to make sure that everything is running smoothly and running the way that we want it to run. And because there going to be big seats to fill, of course. My seat's a big seat to fill, so I'm going to be watching. So, but in 3 years, I don't want to be sitting as national president. I just want to be a founder, and I want to watch my organization flourish and grow.
Right.
Like, I'm going to advise from the background and watch all the women who decided to join this organization do their thing. That is my 3-year goal. That is my 3-year goal. And that's Dre and Renee's 3-year goal as well. Like, that is one thing that we talked about that we're trying to stick with. So Soros, we watching, y'all. We watching, because that is our goal. We do not want to be sitting in these seats at all. 5 years, we want to make sure that we in every single state. Like, I have a feeling.
I
have a feeling by the time conference hit and we hit our 1 year, that we're gonna have way more members than I thought we would. And it's cool.
Because I was talking, I forgot who in the world I was talking. I think I was talking to my best friend earlier, and I was like, I feel like by the time we get to Founders Day, we gonna have like well over 100 people. And like, I was trying to like conceptualize it in my brain, because I try to look at stuff and be like, okay, how big is that?
Yep.
I was like, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
Definitely be a lot in 1 year. So it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming to think about it. And then especially with like a lot of other planning stuff going on. But with us being organized the way that we are, and as transparent the way that we are, I feel as though that we're going to be fine. I don't see anything going wrong at all. Like I said, conference is planned. Spring line is starting to be in effect.
Yep.
We about to have a girls trip. So
we are on the move, baby. We are on the move, baby.
We got this.
And so, going from now the future, now going to the past, what would you tell yourself before taking on this journey? What, like, literally anything. What would you tell yourself before taking on this journey?
The crazy part about it is, because I wouldn't say I would tell myself anything different, because a lot transpired to get us to where we're at.
Right.
And with everything that happened prior, I have no ill will or anything to anything that happened prior. It's all up, because understand, at the end of the day, if everything that happened in the past did not happen, Rho Sigma Alpha would not be here.
Right.
Because Drea, LaShira, and Renee would have never met.
Right.
So I got to take the past with a grain of salt. And sometimes you just got to go ahead and live in your past and not regret anything. I can't say I regret it, because I don't. because if I say I regret it, then I wouldn't have met Dre and Renee.
Right. And I feel like those are the kind of things where you got to make peace with it.
Yep.
And I'm big on, I don't want to live life with any kind of regrets. If there's anything that I feel like I would regret, I need to make peace with why I would feel any regret surrounding it, because I don't want to keep my life moving forward, holding on to what could have been or what I should have did or what I could have did. I need to be able to move forward and make peace with anything that happened.
Exactly. So I'm like, things happen for a reason. I want to, it is what it is. I live by that. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
On, and what are we doing next?
Okay.
Okay. So, like I said, I don't regret it. Because those two, like, I love them to death. Like, and the crazy part is people think that we've known each other so long, and it was literally
I thought y'all did. When I first met y'all, I was like, these women been friends for like 50 million years at this point. And then when y'all were like, no, we only met a couple months before this, I'm like, no, you didn't. We
are, yes, and we are very close, very, very close. Every day we talk. Every single day we talk. They are, so I'm the oldest child in my family. So having them is like, I have two big sisters.
Right.
I know Renee always makes fun of me because I'm like literally old enough to be her daughter. But you would never think that.
You never know.
Like, you would never think that. I'm
never
like,
know.
You probably think we're all around the same age, but we're literally not. But I'm literally old enough to be Renee's daughter.
Because I promise you, I thought y'all were all y'all had all knew each other for forever. B, y'all were all around the same age. And so coming in and meeting everybody, I was like, okay.
I'm the baby. I'm the baby. I'm the baby. I keep them on their toes.
That's right. As a fellow younger child, I also keep my older sibling on his toes. He has no choice but to be on his toes, mess with me and his little sister. There is no ifs, ands, or buts.
The crazy part is, so with them, I keep them on their toes, and I'm the baby, but then I'm the oldest in my family, and I keep them on their toes. I'm like once again, that's that Aries stuff.
Two of my best friends are Aries. I get it. I completely get it.
Like, sit down,
relax. But I will also say, for anybody that's watching this that is like wanting to get like more of like a feel of our founders, Drea and Renee, I love the two of them so dearly. Drea pops up every now and then, and it's like, oh my god, Drea in the chat. Renee, when Renee pops in the chat, is usually being real sassy with somebody, and I love it. But those
something all crazy and got me sitting there sending all that stuff like, yo, you doing too much.
Because Renee gets us riled up.
She does.
She gets like the other day when she sent that picture of her in that jersey. And she was like, oh, it's not on the site yet, but I'll let y'all know when it's on the site.
Like, why would you do that, ma'am?
This talking about so we in the group talking about so we pressured her. No, you shouldn't have popped up in the chat with that jersey on. Now look at you.
What did you think was going to happen? Just like,
now look at you.
I'm like, why did you do that? Yes, she likes to do that. And I'm like, what now? Like, why did you do that?
Why did you do that?
The crazy part is you guys will see her pop up with stuff that we haven't even seen. So that's how it works. Like, oh, she just be doing stuff, and I'm like,
where'd you get that from?
Like, oh, really? Like, I was like, because I have so much stuff, and I was like, people probably think that you just send me stuff. She does not. I literally pay for all my stuff. I think she's probably sent me 2 or 3 things. And that was like when we first got started. But other than that, I pay for all my stuff. So,
but I'm just letting y'all know. Renee pops up in the chat with stuff, and just as cool, calm, and collected as possible. And in the chat, it turns into like when you like step on like an anthill, everybody start coming out and it's like, where'd you get that from? Where can I get that?
Yup. Here comes Mrs. Funny Pants over here. She's a comedian. Here comes the comedian.
Another question I wanted to ask, just because I didn't get a chance to ask it, was what would you tell a woman who like a future soror? It could literally be anything. What would you tell them?
I would tell them, one, make sure that you are exploring all your options. That is something that me, Dre, and Renee actually talk about all the time. Like I said, we don't regret our decision because we would have never met, but we have always said that we should have explored a little bit more and learned a little bit more about what we were doing prior. So we always end our info sessions with that as well. Make sure you check out other orgs. Like, we're never gatekeeping anything. We're very transparent, and a lot of people who have actually been on our calls have messaged us and told us like, y'all are the most transparent people ever. I just feel that like we all grown. We like nobody has time for all that.
No.
We're not D9. We are not a D9 organization. We are not collegiate. We go by our own rules. So we're gonna do whatever it is that we want to do that makes us feel happy and be as transparent as we can be with other women. Like, we don't want to like beat people around the bush and like play little mind games. Like, that's not us. Like, we don't want to do all that kind of thing like that. So I will always tell them, like, even before deciding with going with whoever you're going to go with, just make sure you explore your options and make sure that it's the correct organization for you and it has the mission, vision, and values that you are looking for. Yes, I'm pretty sure every organization says they don't want no drama, but we know what it is. Here is no drama, because this one right here, I don't got no problem being like,
okay. I would witness it firsthand.
Probably watching this, who know me in the work life, like I'm a no tolerance kind of person. Like, I just I can't. Like, it messes with me, and like if something happens, it sticks with me, and I'm like, I can't do this, and like it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't help me function right. Like, we gonna have a conversation, but if it continues, like we can't do this. So
we can't do it.
Yeah, we just have to be straight and narrow. That's how transparent we are. All three of us. Like, we're not gonna play mind games. We're not gonna do the back and forth kind of thing like that. And we want to make sure that we don't have one bad apple that is trying to ruin it for everyone else. Because it literally can take one person. It can take one person to ruin everything and have everyone in your organization looking some kind of way. Like, I don't think I want to be a part of this. And it was only one person who caused the whole entire issue. So we see an issue, we nipping it in the butt real quick. Like, we're not doing that.
That was literally one of the very first things y'all said when we started our process, was pretty much a culmination of, we don't care what you got going on. If you're coming in here, in layman terms, if you're coming in here to be messy, this is not the org for you, baby. This is not the org for you. And as someone who also doesn't like drama, it messes with, I agree with you. It messes with me, and it makes me feel like I don't have like, and I'm not saying I need to have control over the situation, but I don't have control over the situation in a sense where I feel like everybody's going to become affected. Like,
correct.
I don't like that. I want to be able to mix and mingle with literally everybody. I don't want to feel like I got to walk on eggshells.
Correct.
At any given moment in time. And shout out to the starting lineup, because I don't feel like that with y'all. Love y'all to bits. If we got an issue with each other, baby, we talk about it. We talk about
it. And that's what you're supposed to do. Everybody gonna agree to disagree. It is what it is, kind of thing like that.
At some point.
The crazy part about it is, and I'm like, it's so weird to say this, I don't think that me and Renee have ever really gotten into it, because I don't know if it's because like how we all are, like we just click and like read off of each other, but we've literally never gotten into it about anything Like, and we'll have a conversation. Like, we'll throw out something and like, oh, we'll say this, and like, how does everyone else feel about this? If somebody doesn't like it, then we're gonna figure out a way to revamp it so it makes sense for everyone. And that's what you have to do. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, okay, well, whatever. Then y'all just do whatever you want to do. Like, who does
that's not called for. That's not called for.
Exactly. Like, there's no reason to do all that. Like, we're grown. Like, it's called having a discussion. Like, let's sit down and put our big girl pants on and we're gonna have a discussion. That's what we're gonna do.
And I feel like you, Renee, and Drea, like, y'all's personalities are so different, but y'all work together so well. Like, which is once again why I was like, dang, these women been friends for forever, because they have a little
like 3 completely different personalities.
Yes.
3 completely different people.
I promise y'all, to the viewers that are watching this, if you ever get the chance to see the 3 of them together, you will understand what I'm talking about.
If we were together, it's probably even worse. But no, I feel like when we're together, we're kind of like we're like literally the same when we're together. I don't know what it is, but when we get together, like, and people literally call us triplets when we're together because we act one and the same when we're all together. But outside of not being together, it's like 3 different people. Like, who are
3
you?
completely different people.
Like, what y'all was like, oh, Shy seems mean.
Right, I was like, oh my gosh, Shy, oh my gosh, this lady about to drive me crazy. I was like, in my mind, I was like, Shy's about to drive me crazy. I feel it in my bones. I feel like I'm gonna lose a couple hairs messing around with her. Renee, I was like, Renee is giving like the cool auntie. She comes around every other Christmas. She might have a gift or two, but she come around every other Christmas. Drea, I can go talk to Drea about anything, and like, oh my gosh, Drea is so cuddly and so cute. But once we got in, I was like, oh,
Drea gonna pop up and find you somewhere. Like, she be like, on this day at this time, I seen that you did this. I'm telling you, that's how she is.
Once again, that is why I say when Drea pops up in the chat, I'm like, oh,
and it could be she popping up in the chat to get ready to tell somebody that she done found something.
She done found them somewhere, and she about to send you a strongly worded letter.
Renee definitely is rich auntie vibes. She is definitely
a rich auntie. During our process, one thing Renee used to love to say when we would have our meetings, Renee was like, I'm not gonna keep y'all on because I don't feel like being on this meeting.
She would.
One thing about Renee, she's not gonna sit on a meeting for long. She's not. I'm sorry. You're not gonna get her for long, baby.
She ain't gonna wait for you. She gonna keep it moving, and she just write it down. Go ahead.
You got 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes, and if you ain't said what you need to say in 5 minutes with Renee,
yup.
Thank you for your time. I'm leaving.
Time to go.
It's time to go.
That one. She gonna keep this. I'm gonna tell you right now. She is one that will keep the schedule moving. Me, her, and Dre will be on the phone, and me and Dre could go off topic real quick. But I want to tell you right now, and I love you, Dre, and you know I do. But it don't be me. It be Drea. Drea will go off topic so fast, and I'll be like, Drea, and Renee will be like, was that what we were supposed to be talking about? But no. that's our different personalities, like going crazy and like trying to figure out. It'll be something so random. It's like it gives like little lost puppy vibes, and I'm like, but then I'll start feeding into it and start talking about it. And I'm like, hold on, that's not what we're supposed to be talking about.
It's like little kids when they come up to you and they just start telling you a story, and you don't got no choice but to interact because the story is kind of good.
Exactly. That's how it be. That's how it be with us. And it's like
the story is kind of good.
Renee be like, these two right here. It's like, we all stop this.
But this is once again why when I was talking to my friends about joining, because first of all, none of my friends knew that I was doing this. The only person that knew was my best friend Lauren. None of my friends knew I was doing this. Not a single one. And so I remember telling them, I was like, one thing I really, really vibe with was how easy it was to talk to everybody, because by nature, I'm actually a very shy person. Like, I know it seems like I have this like big old personality. No. if you see me out at a function and there's a lot of people, 9 times out of 10, if I'm not trailing behind one of my friends like a little puppy dog, I'm standing in the corner with my arms crossed. I'm naturally a very quiet person. You will not get it up out of me.
So crazy you say that, because I have always been that kind of person. And I want to say over the past, I want to say about a year. So since I was on in my state title for the pageant, and I had to get out there and start speaking more. Before that, I was just like, I'm just observer. I'm standing around, I'm observing, kind of thing like that. Never like to do like the public speaking kind of thing. That was never me. This kind of stuff. Yeah, no, I'm good. Something like that. I'm always like the background person. Oh, I'll write you something up real quick. Like, what you want to read? I'll post on Facebook.
I'll tell you what to say.
Like, I'll do all that, but like the actual speaking and doing the videos and the podcast and stuff, that really had never been a me kind of thing. It's just something that over the past, I would say about a year and a half, it's starting to grow a little bit more for me because I'm being asked to do it a little bit more. I'm having my first big speaking thing because with the women empowerment networking event in Delaware. So that is probably one of my biggest speaking engagements that I would have had so far. So not sure which part I'm going to focus on, because I do 20,000 different things, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what I'm going to talk about. We'll get there. Just start going. Like, what do you want to know? Ask me a question.
Which, coming back to that, tell us about it. Because me personally, I want to know more about it. Because I like to say, I'm nosy. I want to know what's going on. I want to know more about it.
Yeah. So the owner of Mob, which is Mom's own businesses, I had been working with them on a few other things and like kind of behind the scenes. And they've been doing some projects for me at my complex as well. So the owner had reached out to me in regards to the event. It was postponed because it was supposed to be a while back, but it was postponed. And he asked me, did I want to participate still? And I said, sure, absolutely. So I finally said yes and got on a flyer. So it'll be a big event at the Wilmington Public Library. There'll be a multitude of speakers. There's a few other speakers. One of them I know, which is one of the councilwomen in the city of Wilmington. She has a nonprofit foundation, Black Moms in Power. So I talked to her a few times, and I'm hoping to team up with her with my foundation, Fix Her Crown Foundation, which is for young women and teen moms. So hopefully we'll be able to collab together with her organization and my organization on a few things later down the line. But I'm excited. It's really just about networking, women empowerment. There's going to be vendors there. We'll be speaking. Most of the stuff I'll probably be speaking on is like obviously how Rho Sigma Alpha got formed, how Fix Her Crown got formed. A lot of people know and some don't know that, yes, I am a property manager during the day for my day job, but I have rental properties that I manage for owners as well. Outside of there, no one really hears about it because it pretty much runs itself. And I really don't have to do much with that business, but it's a business that's bringing me income in. You will rarely hear about it unless one of those properties come up for rent. But as long as everyone's do, then I don't have to worry about doing anything else with it. So that is one of my other businesses that, like I said, most people really don't know about that one because I don't stress that one as much as you guys see me stress Rho Sigma Alpha or Super Crown, because that one kind of self runs itself pretty much.
So I also wanted to ask, because I don't know if y'all know, but Shy is a pageant title holder. So I wanted to ask about what your experience was like doing the pageant, and like, I don't know. I'm curious because I've always been wondering about pageants. I used to watch Toddlers in Tears when I was younger.
So, all right. So I first started off doing a virtual pageant. So I did a virtual pageant. I came in second runner-up in my division. second runner-up in my division for the virtual pageant. That was my first pageant. Getting my feet wet, really didn't know what I was doing, kind of thing. Going with the flow. It is what it is. I was approached by the CEO, and she was like, "I want you to do another pageant." And I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "You need to do either American Beauty Plus or NSP." And I was like, "Okay." So I ended up deciding to do NSP, which is the National Sorority Pageant. So I did the National Sorority Pageant. Got out there. It's a lot different than doing anything virtual.
I can imagine.
I ended up getting a pageant coach, the amazing Janelle Oshun. I love her. She ended up coaching me and my daughter. My daughter actually was doing the pageant at the same time I did it. So my pageant coach, she is amazing, perfection, love her. So it was challenging, and I know she probably was tired of me because she an Aries. I'm an Aries. My daughter an Aries, and we don't like being told what to do sometimes.
That's a lot of fire in one room.
Our mind just goes the way that we just want it to go. But I did listen. I was Izzy didn't. She just did what she wanted to do. But it worked for her. I will say it worked for her. But it went great. It's sad to say, but I probably would never do it again. Don't get me wrong. I love the whole entire experience, but it's a little much for me.
I feel like pageants are just so like intense. Like there's just there's a lot of like.
Leading up to it was more craziness for me than anything because one, I'm preparing for myself and I have to prepare for my daughter. So both of us being at the same time, it just will never ever work out ever again. Ever. Like it will never ever happen ever. Like no. Her personality and my personality just like clashing, and I need her to do what she needs to do so I can focus on what I need to do, and it just like things just get crazy. So we would definitely never compete at the same time ever again if I ever decided to compete again. And I just think that my schedule was so crazy and all over the place with doing the pageant, trying to make sure that I'm out in the community doing things, representing or and everything in between, it representing my platform, which is Fix Her Crown, which is why I have Fix Her Crown Foundation. It was a lot for me. So like I said, I probably won't do it again. Isabella, on the other hand, she will. And I will be right there holding her bag and her dress.
And I will be behind the scenes, go Izzy, with my little pom-poms.
But I am happy to say that we have 2 members who will be representing us in the National Sorority Pageant this coming October. So I am very excited about that, to get to see our organization up there on this stage, see our girls work the stage. I'll be meeting with them soon, so I could just make sure that they're good, comfortable, and getting ready to start getting themselves ready for that pageant. Crazy part is I have to do so everything that they have to do, I have to do it all over again too. So I probably need to get myself ready. I'll have to walk. Yeah, I have to walk in the evening gown again. I have to get a fun fashion outfit to wear for a fun fashion outfit to wear. So I have to everything that they have to do, except for interview. I don't have to do that. But everything that they're doing, I actually end up redoing. So now I got to get myself back in the game with all that. And I can't wear my same dress that I wore last year. So
so you got to get a whole new dress?
I can't fit it, and it can't be altered. I lost too much weight.
Sister. Sister.
I'm actually about to put it up for sale. Anybody looking for that beautiful yellow gown that I had on in the pageant? Yeah, it's about to go up for sale. So yeah, I can't fit it. That was another struggle because I was on my weight loss journey during the pageant, and I literally had to stall my weight for a few months because my dress, there was no way to get there. How the dress was, and it had stoning on there, I couldn't have the dress altered. So once I bought it, it fit, and I literally had to stall my weight until pageant and like not work out and pretty much just regulate my weight while I was waiting for pageant to come because I was not going to be able to get that dress altered.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. It was crazy. When my doctor found out that I did that, they were like, "Are you serious right now?" I'm like, "What did you want me to do?"
Like, you lost your mind?
He was like, "So you purposely didn't lose weight?" I'm like, "I didn't have a choice."
My bad.
The dress was already purchased, and I had to do what I had to do. Yeah, he wasn't too happy about it.
Well, I think that's around the time that I found your page. I think it was like right after you had got crowned.
Okay.
I was like, oh. Once again, I still have no idea how in the world I came across your Facebook page, which is how I ended up finding out about RSA. Believe me, I've been trying to remember the entire time. I have no clue. Not a single clue how I found your Facebook page.
I've been on like 20,000 different things. Like, it's so crazy because so when I started the pageant, I actually opened my page up to be a public page. My page was not always public, but I opened it up to be a public page because I was doing the pageant to get the exposure and everything. And I was also in the midst of starting the digital magazine that I'm editor-in-chief for City Girl. So when I was having my meetings with the amazing Ariel, Dream Queen, she was like, "Oh, you need to do this and you need to get this many followers." And like, so I was just starting to build the followers. I opened the page, I let it be public and stuff. And like that page and my Instagram page, like there are so many people on there. I don't even know half these people, but there's people who are on there that see stuff that you would never think they see. I'm big on social media, and I know a lot of other people are not big on social media, especially my husband. He is not big on social media. But I will tell you, with me being on social media, it has helped every single thing that I have done in my businesses or whatever it is that I'm engaged in at the moment. So not all social media is bad. It's just the way that you use it and the way that you perceive it. Yeah. Because if you're a small business owner, someone who's trying to get out there, that is where everyone goes to nowadays. No one really goes to a website. Yes, I try to navigate people to go to our website, but that's not where everyone goes. People want to see that content and stuff like that. So that's people why
want to see like your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube if you have one. They want to see, because that for me, when I was in my journey of looking for a sorority, I was not going to their website. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to see what y'all are putting. Once again, I grew up. I'm 24, so I grew up when social media was becoming a thing. So for me, the quickest way for me to find out information about something or like a place or someone, go to their social media.
Of course. So, and that's why I'm big on making sure that we promote on social media, put everything on social media. We have an Instagram, we have a TikTok, we have a YouTube, doing this podcast, because this is what people actually look for when they're like, the craziest thing is I went somewhere in, oh my God, what was I doing? I think I was getting my new phone line for my business. But it's under my rental properties, all my phone lines. And the guy was like, he went to look up my business, I guess like website and stuff like that, or see if I had like a social media page. And I'm like, what? Right. Like that, literally, that is stuff that they do when you go to get stuff. I'm like, wow, I like would have never thought that that's what you were looking for, kind of thing like that. So, social media is a big thing. It can definitely help you in a lot of things. I navigated different. Shout out to Meta Business, because all my pages are under Meta Business. I am usually Sundays is usually social media Sundays for me, and that's usually where most of the content that I know that I don't have to do on a daily, I post. Right. Like y'all birthdays and stuff, that stuff is pre-plugged in. Like holidays, it's pre-plugged in. So it's pre-cooked. Yeah, once you learn how to navigate it the correct way, it works for you. It really works for you.
And I feel like that's something like that we do very, very well is the social media aspect, because like I said, people are no longer like looking at websites at all.
Correct.
They're not looking at websites at all. They're going straight to your social media to find out more about who you are, what your org is, what are y'all doing. And that's another thing I want to make sure of. I was joining an org where we weren't just posting happy Thanksgiving, happy Easter. No. Here's everybody in their t-shirts. Oh my goodness, happy Monday. No, girl, I need to see what we got going on, because I'm not joining nothing just to wear a t-shirt.
Exactly. And I ran across a page today and they hadn't posted anything since 2022. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, I didn't want to, like, for a while, nobody will see like our chapters all split up and having their own pages. And that's because I want to build our main page first. Yeah. And I'd rather just everything be posted on one page. So then the pages are not scattered out and then you're trying to collect followers for all these other pages, when we can just have everything on the main page as a whole, as a collective. It just looks so much more better. And it's that content is building like crazy.
Yeah. It's a lot more cohesive and people can see over time what we're doing versus having to jump from page to page to page to see what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed my time talking to our wonderful national president, Miss LaShira Escoboza. For everyone that is watching, thank you so much for watching our very first episode of Sorority Sparks and Sassy Chats. Once again, I am your host, Kira, or Sora Arrogance, and we will see you guys every single Tuesday, Rho Tuesday, at 6 p.m. for a brand new episode. And next week, we'll feature my wonderful line sister who keeps us so organized, Kirsten.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye. I work my whole life for this one.